The town of Yenda in the Riverina region of Australia is a 6-hour drive west from Sydney and situated on the edge of outback New South Wales, Australia's most populous state. With a population of around 2,000 people, it's also a town with close ties to Griffith, a 20-minute drive away, with another 23,000 people and a very large Italian immigrant population. The first time I visited the area was back in 2001, with Griffith being the hometown of my wife, and her family are still there to this day. 2001 just so happened to also be an important year in the history of Casella wines, a locally owned vineyard in Yenda. But first, a little history. Casella Wines was originally started by Sicilian immigrants, Filippo and Maria Casella. They migrated from Italy to Australia in 1957, like many families from Italy, Greece, and Yugoslavia did at that time. The Casellas, however, had a dream, and that dream was to build their own winery. In 1965, they purchased a farm in Yenda where they would grow grapes for local winemakers. They went on to bottle their first wine in 1969 and crushed their first vintage in 1971 with 50 tons of grapes. John Casella, son of the couple, became managing director of the winery in 1995 and recognized a gap in the market for a wine brand that is easy to drink and delivers consistent quality, taste, and value. Then to 2001, where the first shipment of Yellowtail wine left Australia for the US. The initial plan was to sell 25,000 cases in that first year. Not only did they do that, they smashed that goal by selling over 1 million cases in just 13 months. In 2003, global sales of Yellowtail reached 5 million cases. They were inducted into the Australian Export Hall of Fame in 2005 and recognised for their ongoing contribution to the Australian wine industry. In 2006, with demand for the product soaring, they installed the fastest bottling line in the world, capable of processing 36,000 bottles of wine an hour. By 2011, Yellowtail was available in over 50 countries and had become Australia's greatest wine export. That year, Yellowtail sold more wine to Americans than every French wine producer combined. 2 years later, the 1 billionth bottle of Yellowtail was produced. The winery celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2019 and continues to this day to be the leading wine import to the United States. In the US, Yellowtail is sold in a 1.5 litre bottle as well as the standard 750ml bottle. Many of the smaller bottles retail for around $6 in the US, which is cheaper than some craft beers sell for. The brand has become so big in America that it has even advertised multiple years on the Super Bowl coverage with commercials such as the one following.
This is a kangaroo. If you see a road at a party, it's a good party. Because at Yellowtail, we believe in fun. We believe if your wine needs to breathe, you should take it outside for some fresh air. We believe in Ellie Gonzalez. Hi.
Hey.
Want to pet my Roo?
Sure, I'll pet you.
And finally, we believe in this. That's Yellowtail.
By the way, it's not a kangaroo on the bottle, it's actually a yellow-footed rock wallaby. And that's an animal that's found in western New South Wales and one that by nature has a yellow tail. Yellowtail is often criticised for its less than natural winemaking techniques and for the fact that its wines are made in bulk. It's often looked down upon by the Australian expat community in the United States, which I think is a shame given how the brand started. Part of the reason the Casellas started making wine in the first place was because they often had trouble getting paid for their own grapes. They are a true story of how hard work and perseverance can have a generational effect on not only a family, but a small community on the edge of the Aussie outback. Good on you, Yellowtail.
Do you come from a land down under? Oh, where women glow and men plunder. Oh, can you hear the thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. Oh,